Hello, we are out at Smurfwood Trails today. Since we didn't get a good video of Trail 2 last time, I used my phone and missed the beginning. Well, we're going to go with the full video of part 1 of Trail 2. And the video, unfortunately, I couldn't use my primary camera, so get what you get here. It's okay. It's not great. Anyway, you can see the first part of Trail 1. We were doing a sedate ride here. You know, a lot of people apparently don't enjoy not only riding at the speed that I ride, but apparently they also don't enjoy watching the video of it at that speed. So I'm actually riding the trail much more slowly here, as you can see. It's kind of taking my time. And yes, sometimes I forget. You'll see I run it a little more quickly, but if I remember and slow back down. I'm just kind of holding the throttle in place. Now, I had done a good bit of riding at this point, so my throttle thumb was pretty tired. I was mostly either using my index finger solely to index the throttle, or I was assisting my index finger a bit with my thumb. And this is not ideal. So sometimes I slide off the throttle here with whichever finger I'm using. Let me slide off the throttle. Oh, whoops, and I'll get going again. But for the people who like that more sedate ride, I'm sure they don't mind. Now, as I've said in other videos, I enjoy riding. I enjoy riding these trails. I enjoy the relationship when you're riding between man and machine. And I enjoy listening to the exhaust note, how the engine sounds. It tells you how the ATV is doing. That's its way of communicating to you, or one way of it that has to communicate to the rider. This is the Polaris Trail Boss 330, and it is pretty good on the trails. Now, it's a 4-stroke, so as most ATVs are these days, and I think that really gives me a really good trail experience with this bike. They have the low end torque as it is. It's plenty adequate. Yeah, hearing that exhaust note is really one of the joys of riding. This is Trail 2. Like the other trails, plenty of bridges. This trail might have slightly more bridges than any of the other trails at Smurfwood. This is the longest of the trails at Smurfwood. You can see the water doesn't look that great. It just has not had a lot of rain in this area. Dirt is very loose. So you slide a bit. The bike can get squirrely at speed when the front end doesn't want to go as quickly as the back end. Butterflies were out. Just great to see them. Sometimes they'd fly along with me for a bit. Obviously the crops, in particular the corn that you see there, has suffered somewhat with the lack of water. The creeks are basically just occasional little puddles of water. There's no running water in the creeks. It's all stagnant. Now this is a kind of a play area over here by the lake, so they let you ride around. There's a lot of different paths to go. This time through, we're just riding through. see it's not a huge lake, but it's pretty big. And more of the play area here, and there's a number of different paths that you can take through here. Mud bits are not my thing, so I don't usually do those because I don't enjoy cleaning up mud off myself or the bike, and I certainly don't want mud in my truck. We allow camping out here, and although the trails here are about to close for the season, they do have usually a Halloween ride, which is kind of interesting to do, but it's not free riding. The whole group goes one time at once through. They follow the owner. I have not personally been on the ride, but that's my understanding from what he said. Now, as I've shown in other videos here, Trail 2, you could continue on to that trail you see back to the cabin, but we're not going to do that this ride. So Trail 3 exits right over here on the left, and then Trail 2 continues on right over here, and that's the way obviously that we're going. Again, that's soybeans over on the left. There's kind of a creek over on the right. Actually, I should say it's a creek bed mostly at this point. These trails are just awesome with the variety of terrain features that you encounter over the course of riding the trail. This is a working farm that's not for show. Some challenging parts right up here. Usually people take quite a while to get through some of these areas for some reason. You know, there are some sharp turns here. I apologize for my grammar. As you'll see in a moment here, he has backfilled some of this gravel and things in here with work done to maintain the trail. And this bridge was redone. It was getting to be in pretty poor condition, so he repaired the bridge. That's one of the reasons I come here rather than go some of the other places. These trails are groomed. He puts a lot of time and effort into making the riding experience here enjoyable. And it's for all ages. Some places you have to be 16 or whatever. No, he pretty much lets you ride. Alright, so that's the end of the first part for Trail 1. Now, bear with me. This is not Sedate. We're just transporting ourselves back to the parking lot so we can do the next thing, right? So, this is the transporter at work. It happens more quickly in Star Trek and things, but here on the Earth in 2022, the transporter takes a little longer. And see, voila, we've been transported.